Okay, smoke break.
Well, we have
something special, special
guest.
And it's
Neil Kumar.
Kumar.
Oh, I thought you said we were having Neil Armstrong.
No. Oh.
And he's from 680.
I thought you were going to say he's from Guelph, Ontario.
Is that where he grew up?
That's where he grew up.
He's also from
Speed River. Tire.
Wild-caught suckers.
You can catch those both in that Speed River.
You're also close
So Neil, can you introduce yourself to our listeners and tell them what you do on 680?
Alright, my name's Neil, and I work on 680, and I've done a lot of stuff there. I do what Graham does sometimes, produce shows. That's actually what I do like more than anything.
Okay.
So like when I first started, I was actually doing like what Graham does, producing the show, only I wasn't on the mic. I was actually just like producing the show. The hosts were there.
Do you want a volunteer job?
I could fill in if he's sick, or if that's what you're saying, or
Yeah.
Are you good?
I'm sick in the mind.
Yeah, I'm all right actually. That was something I didn't mind doing actually, and then sometimes I also do like reporting and stuff too. And I used to anchor overnight, and that was on the weekends, and that was actually pretty crazy because you know everybody goes crazy on the weekends and stuff. With,
On a boat?
On a boat.
You had a job as an anchor?
As an anchor.
Like they would drop you in the water and you would like, not that kind of an anchor?
That kind, well that's, I had that job before too, but I was a teenager back when I used to do that.
Were you in the Navy?
Yeah. Actually no, but a friend of mine was in the U.S. Navy. So he told me a lot of stories about what it was like over there.
Can you share one of the coolest stories?
One of the coolest stories?
Yeah.
Well, one time when he was in the Navy, I guess him and his buddy decided to go AWOL, so they went out and got like really partied up and everything, and then they were driving in his Fiero after, and he was like sleeping, and I remember him just telling me he woke up and he saw trees and stuff in his car, and I don't know, next thing you know they had to run away and stuff, so that's like a Navy story. And they made it out alright, so.
There was trees in his car?
Trees in his car. I think his Fiero might have been up in the trees.
His Fiero.
Yeah, Pontiac Fiero was an 86.
Yeah, I know that car.
We were driving it one time, and it just caught on fire. It was hilarious. We're just coming back from like Wasaga Beach, and his car's on fire. So, yeah, we made it out of that.
How did the fire start?
I think the car was just old and decided to like spark underneath the hood.
It was under the hood. Oh, right.
Yeah, so yeah, caught on fire.
Those turbocharged 4-cylinders.
Yeah. They were pretty cool cars actually for what they were.
Remember the Ford Mercury?
I remember that one too. How about lug cars? Do you ever see lug cars around anymore? You remember lug cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the old Renault?
Yeah.
The old Renault. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Or AMCs. The AMC Gremlin.
The Gremlin.
Yeah, I remember that
I
car.
remember the Gremlin. That was a horrible looking car.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah, it was ugly.
So I guess I should probably tell you more about.
Have you ever seen the
stuff.
movie Gremlins?
I have. That was a classic. I remember I went to the theater to see that actually, and my buddy's mom like snuck like popcorn in her purse. She put tinfoil in the purse and made the popcorn, just dumped it in there, smuggled in the pops, and basically.
You can't get stew wet either.
Yeah, exactly.
He shrinks.
According to Graham, I'm shrunk enough.
Stew's afraid of the water.
I thought the Gremlin movie was cool.
It was awesome.
The ancient Chinese dude.
Yeah, man.
Have you ever seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle?
You know what? Amazingly, I have not seen either one of those. I've seen a bit of the first movie when it was on TBS, but like I didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I should totally see that. Considering
I think that the second one might even be better than the first one.
Really? That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should check it out.
I will. Is it on? It's not on DVD yet, is it?
Oh yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Straight
I'll check
two.
that out for sure.
So Neil, you were 17. You came to a conclusion you wanted to work in the business. You wanted to talk for a living. How did you come about that decision?
That's right, Stu. Actually, well, that was back in high school. Took a course. It was called Media English, and the man who taught it was a man by the name of Donald E. Coleman. He was retiring that year that I took the course, so everybody thought he was going senile and stuff. But he wasn't. But he used to give us projects and stuff, so we'd have like projects, and he'd be like, "Go ahead, just do your projects. I'm writing my letter to the Prime Minister," and we'd all laugh at him, think he was going insane. But amazingly enough, he got an award from the Prime Minister for this course, and this course actually inspired me to do this. We went to Toronto on a field trip one day, and then we went to City TV for like half the day. We were on BT.
Nice.
And then we went to CBC after that, and I just realized after that trip that that's where I want to be, and that's what I want to do. And
yeah, you were drawn to it.
yeah, and I did it. And yeah,
Cool.
so yeah, I went to school in Hamilton at Mohawk,
Yep.
and I did that for 2 years. And then I took a year off and decided, because I didn't really get anything from that course for whatever reason. All the interns were like in the radio station, so even when I was a student, I couldn't even get in the radio station there. So I was like, okay, I got to go somewhere else. So I went to Humber, and I did the fast track course. It's an 8-month course, like for radio certs, which means you're like a post grad or whatever.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going here. I'm getting a job, and I got a job in 6 months, and I was in Coburg, doing weekend anchoring.
Yeah.
In Coburg. The top story was always the OPP were on a high-speed chase down County Road, like. Yes. You know, that's the kind of stuff that was going on there, but it was a good experience. And then I just made my way into Toronto, like I said, because I was living in Rexdale, driving from Rexdale to Coburg. I was like, okay, that's crazy. So then I went to a place called Skywards. And they asked me if I like flying in planes, and I said, yeah, totally. So I went up in the plane and did airborne traffic reports around the city. It was pretty cool. We'd take off from Buttonville, which is at the 404 and 16th, and just go south all the way down the Don Valley Parkway along the Gardner Lake shore, all the way up to the 403, or along the QEW, the 403, and then up to the 401. And that would be like an hour. But we'd always fly from like 8 to 9, so that was like the main rush hour of the morning.
So you were like the guy before Daryl Dahmer.
I was actually the guy at the same time as Daryl Dahmer.
Oh,
at
same
another
time.
place, yeah. When I was at Skyward, so they did like traffic for like, they do traffic actually for like stations all across Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Toronto, London, St. Catharines, Barrie, Pembroke, Guelph, Hamilton, Kitchener, everywhere. So.
And I'm lucky I do my report Sundays. Those guys aren't working. I don't have to share airspace with any of those characters, right?
Stu should do airborne reporting.
He does the weather, traffic, and fashion up in the helicopter.
Sweet. Can I go up there? And I've never been in a
Sometimes, yeah.
chopper before. I've actually only flown in a plane, never been in a chopper.
Well, right now
I've
the
never
chopper's
been in a chopper.
in Afghanistan.
It is, eh?
Being used
I've
by
never
the
been in a
military.
chopper. I wonder what it's like being a chopper.
Well, I heard it's actually takes quite a bit of money to maintain, like because like the inspections on it are just seriously intense. You have to make sure the thing's like going right every time you go up and down.
You don't want to like go up and one of the things falls off.
Yeah, then you're screwed.
There goes the propeller.
And, you know, I'll tell you the honest truth. Being up in that plane, people used to say I was crazy, but I actually had no fear. Like honestly, like if I had to jump out that plane, I probably would have. But think about this: if you're like about to crash in a helicopter, like. How do you freaking jump out? You jump out, you get chopped by the blades or something.
Yeah.
Seriously, you can't do that. I don't know
How
you
do you
do
get
it.
away from the back one and the top
Yeah,
one?
exactly.
Like,
Like-
if it's going down too, right?
Some of the newer,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chop suey, man.
that's always been a problem. But some of the newer choppers now they have a system where if you're going to go down,
Right.
the pilot can pull a button and the blades come off, and then it's safe for him to get out.
No kidding.
Seriously.
That's pretty cool. You know
Yeah.
what? I actually would like to try, speaking of helicopters, they invented this after 9/11. There's jetpacks with chopper wings on them so that you can like have your own personal helicopter. And I guess that was just created so like when people were jumping out the buildings, they'd actually be able to like strap that on their back and like fly. So it's kind of like the Go-Go Gadget chopper, you know, like Inspector Gadget's helicopter. You can just like fly on that thing. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's like rated science fiction. That is, you know, really.
Yeah, totally.
There's probably trying to do it though, right? Are they doing it, or do they have a prototype? I mean,
They've been testing this thing,
Yeah,
but I haven't heard anything about it in like a few years.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Has anyone ever jumped out of anything in a parachute?
I've done it 4 times.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you serious? You jumped out of an airplane?
She's okay.
That's cool.
One, a couple times baked.
No problem. Do you have any accidents?
Did that give you more courage to be able to do it?
That's freaky every single fucking time. I don't care. It's just it's the initial thing, right? Once that chute's open, man,
The big rush getting out.
it's just like the most relaxing tour down to the ground. It's, you know, as long as you listen to that guy on the radio,
Yeah.
tell you where to go, what moves to do, you're good.
I have a friend.
And landing's so awesome. Like the first time I fell, but then I got to land where I was like,
That's awesome.
you know what I mean? And you're like,
Perfect
Yeah.
walking landing.
yeah, and just run into it
Wow.
and like settle down. It's pretty cool. If you're looking for a thrill, like
Jump out
a
of
natural
plane.
thrill, that's a good one.
I'm gonna try it sometime.
Yeah.
I had friends get into that, and they all had drones, right? They just
My one buddy that I went with those couple times, he ended up taking it up more seriously and actually getting to jump from like 1,100 or 11,000 feet. I mean, so like he's even free falling for a little while. Where the way I did it is like your chute pretty much opens up right away. You hang off the wing.
You want to know it's open right away.
That's 3,500 feet.
Let me skydive for a while and then open it. But that's gonna be a rush too. I wouldn't do it. That looks pretty thrilling.
That's awesome.
Now, we actually have to go pretty soon to do the news.
Yes, nice.
Dun, 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 dun.
So
So we should
we
go
can't
to the
ask.
news, eh?
yeah,
We can't ask him any more questions.
you can ask him one last question.
Alright.
Have you been abducted by aliens?
Almost. Close. I took my friends instead.
That's
Wow.
good enough for me.
That's.
Let's do
We
the
should probably
3
get
sound
more
break and then
information
the
some other
news.
time. That's interesting.
That's what